Hi, this is Michelle from Practice Mindfully with Michelle. I want to welcome you to a little respite from your busy week. I would like to bring you into nature, some California redwoods, and I'm right next to a babbling brook, a little creek. It's beautiful. This is called the Redwood Trail. So settle in, and I hope that the sounds of nature are calming and peaceful for you. And if you'd like to, you're welcome to lay down or sit on a cushion or a chair, or even stand or walk along with me in this short meditation. So whichever you choose, just find that feeling of stillness and calm if you're stationary, or a dropping into if you're stationary or walking. And for most of us seated, if you'd like to close your eyes or just soften your gaze, find the expression that feels right in this moment. And then let's take a few deep breaths, signaling the body that it's time to relax just for this moment. And if you're feeling some nervous energy still, maybe take a few gazes to your right and left and around you to sort of orient yourself. That you know where you are, knowing that you're safe. And then when you can exhale out any of that excess energy, then maybe return to that stillness and closed eyes if that's comfortable. And we'll talk a little bit about concept of Vedana, this pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, neither unpleasant or pleasant, and how our thoughts and emotions can really trigger a lot of that. So maybe focus on your breath, following the track of your breath as it breathes into your nose and either out of your nose or out of your mouth. There are no rules today. Maybe the breath feels cool in your nostrils or the back of your throat. You might sense the rising and falling of your chest or the belly or even the whole body. And you're welcome to stay with the breath, or if you'd like to expand your concentration, your mindfulness, maybe open up to the senses around you, starting maybe with sound. I have an abundance of sound, from the water flowing over the rocks, sound of wind in the trees, the occasional bird. And either staying with the breath or sound, or moving on, and you might even consider things that you can smell, or the feeling of different temperatures on your skin, or as the breeze rolls over the little fine hairs on your arm, or blowing your hair, or even the fabric touching your skin from your clothing, or if you have a blanket. Or less specific, maybe just the pressure of your feet on the floor, your legs on the chair, your shoulder blades against the back of the chair. And every time the mind starts to wander, as it does, you just bring it back to whichever sense you were connected to, or the breath. Perhaps opening up to all the senses, the whole body breathing, the whole body sensing. Perhaps being aware of subtle shifts in the feelings of the body. Noticing maybe that you can relax your shoulders just a little bit more. Let your belly be soft. Relaxing the feet, the knees, the legs. Relaxing all around the hip girdle. The entire of your trunk, just relaxing the ribs, the breath. Letting your arms feel heavy. Hands resting on the lap or arms by your sides. Relax your jaw. Let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. Relax your forehead and your brow. And bringing in the concept of Vedana, noticing any of these senses that brought you pleasure, that you liked. If it's the sound of a bird or the water and that pleases you, that like how you're drawn to it, and that you label it a good thing. Maybe the water is really distracting for you and you're annoyed by it. And so this is pushing away. I wish she wouldn't have that on. And as we label something not like, not good, pushing it away, that subtle aversion. And then try to bring to mind that thing that you just didn't notice at all until you really brought your attention to it. Did you notice cool or warm temperature? We often only notice the extremes, but there's a whole middle section, the middle way, the middle temperatures that often we don't even pay attention to. Sometimes it's when we're in that extreme that that thing we loved becomes the thing we dislike. Sitting by a fire is beautiful in the winter with snow outside. But for those of us in heat waves, that's the last thing we want to do. And we've been thinking about the senses and sounds and sensations on our skin or in our sounds in our ears. But what about the things we like and dislike and how we label people that way as well? I like people like this, and so I'm drawn to that, often pushing others away. And yet it's in our nature to want to belong, so we cling to those things that make us feel good, safe. But what if we can soften to making room for both, with the idea that we're learning to be less partial, still caring. This isn't indifference, still having an open-heartedness, just allowing everything to be there. They say the 10,000 joys and 10,000 sorrows. Or though we don't notice the sun until sometimes it's several cloudy days in a row. We appreciate that which we don't get, longing for things, longing. And this is just the nature of our existence. And as we just settle into stillness, making room for all of it, not being so affected and letting ourselves get hooked into things emotionally, as if you're sitting by this river, this little creek, watching the water go by, noticing a leaf floating by. It just goes right by and then it's gone. So too are all the senses, all of our experiences, our thoughts, our emotions. They rise and fall, coming and going. It's beautiful impermanence of it all. And gently bringing your attention back to your breath. Taking a deep inhale as if you could fill from your nose down your throat, through your chest, deeply into the belly, all the way down into your toes. And then open mouth exhale. Another like that. Big long breath, growing tall as you take it all in. Open mouth exhale, even a sigh. And let your eyes open to the world around you, whether it's deep, abundant beauty in nature, or the subtle, sometimes feeling confining walls of an office. Find your beauty where you can. Get out in nature when you can. It's all here for you. Thank you for practicing with me. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And practice mindfully.